Hi everyone, Elle here from AllThePlans. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a breakdown of how I do my finances. Now, this was terrible last year. I did not enjoy closing down my finances every month. Sometimes I even skipped it. But this year I have made a much better system. It's working great. I don't dread it as much, and I actually feel like my numbers are more clearer. I can compare them better, and I've implemented a sticker reward system. So who doesn't love a reward system? But I thought I would just go ahead and show you how I do my personal finances. Now, our joint finances are a lot different, and actually they're much more simple than this. Only because our joint account is really just used for kind of bills and groceries and kind of our four walls, you know, just like your essentials. I will link the financial planner that I use for that. It's from Tess Designs, and that bundle has absolutely everything you could possibly imagine that you would need for your finances. And if you would like me to do a video on how I do our joint account finances, just leave a comment below and I will definitely go through that process with you too. And all the details for those inserts will be in the description of this video. So let's get started. I'm probably going to move quickly through this because I don't want this to be a crazy long video, and I feel like you guys will catch on quickly to what I've got going on because you've seen most of this already. So to break it down, my A5 extension planner works on a monthly and annual kind of basis, I guess, and so the monthly sections have a piece of each annual section. So the financial pieces in my monthly section are these here. And it just works better that way to keep track of like a live tracker of my money comings and goings. And then in my annual section, it's good to just have those staple numbers from the month and then plug those into an annual totals insert. And so I'll show you all of that as we kind of migrate through the process. So the monthly inserts that I keep are these here. Well, I'll explain this. So at the beginning of the year, I was using this Paycheck Budget insert. This is from AllThePlans. It's fantastic. It's got everything you need. You can plug in your totals from here and zero it out, or however you want to do your paycheck budget. The only thing it was missing was categories. I like to kind of categorize my spending, whether it's variable or fixed. I just want to know where it's going. So this was great, and I will link this insert in the description below, but I just needed something that was a bit more detailed. So that's what brought me to this insert. So this is the Paycheck Budget insert that Tess Designs custom made for me. However, anyone is more than welcome to use it. And I love it because it still has all the information from the previous one, except now we've got categories. And you'll also see that the totals will actually go vertically. So once you get to the bottom, hopefully you reach zero or your whatever you determine you would like to meet at the end. So I only write the income from this paycheck. I only write the expenses that are coming out of this paycheck. And it helps because now I've got categories, so I can see, you know, was it a planner related purchase? Did I pay money towards debt? You know, what sinking fund did I contribute to or did I withdraw from? And then did I have to withdraw from any savings? You know, was there an emergency or something like that? So this is really helpful to kind of track, you know, all of the detailed aspects of your spending or savings. What helps me with this is this insert here from Trendy Co. So this is a fold out from her dated yearly bundle, and I use this, and it actually just migrates through my monthly section. Every month I just put this into the following month, and it's great because it has kind of two columns here, a calendar, and this grid notes section. So what I do is for the month I write the date that I want to make a payment towards something, whether that's a bill or savings. And then I write what that bill, savings, or sinking fund is, and I write the amount. And then I'll put a little sticker here to just kind of have a visual of what's going to be coming out of that paycheck, and maybe when a bill is due. And then I use this column here to check off when I paid, or when that payment came out or deposit went out. And then down here, where this grid box starts, I actually do a plus and a minus, and then I will put my sinking funds and savings accounts here. So for instance, I have a business tax sinking fund, so I'll put, business taxes here, and then this is where I keep a live total of my balances. So at the end of the month, what was this ending balance for my business taxes and emergency fund and just regular savings. So, and then here I can write if I withdrew or if I deposited into that account. So I hope that helps to show you that. And then also I have these sticky notes that I use, and these I actually just keep stuck on my Paycheck Budget. And again, this is kind of like a live tracker of everyday spending. So what I'll do is I'll write a category like planner, gift, beauty, and then, maybe like shipping, maybe I shipped something, I don't know. And then down here in this little section, I'll write a little key. So I'll do, maybe a circle for less than $10. I'll do a triangle for under $50, and then, so on and so on. And then I will write those symbols in the squares for the day, depending on the category. So that's another kind of really great visual of how to track your spending. So like my over $100 is a big black box. So if I start seeing lots of big black boxes on my sticky note, I know that I'm in trouble. So that's one way I use that. So to get started on the monthly section, we'll just kind of go for it now and see how we get on. I'll show you how I fill this out, and we don't really need to fill this out. This is actually an insert that I'm using, but you get the idea. So let's say today's Friday, so it's the 21st. Let's say we get paid today. So I'll write the date here, 5/21/21, and we'll say the next payday is in June 21st, 2021, and this is the month of May. So we'll put the 21st as the date. My income source was blah, blah, blah. And let's say the amount was $2,000, just to make it easy. And that was my only income. Sometimes I'll put other income here, like, did you sell something or did you have a side hustle? What income did you make from that? And you can put that here. But for now, we'll just keep it simple. And let's say fixed expenses are rent and utilities. So rent, the due date, let's say, is today, and our category is home. The amount, let's say rent is $1,000. And since it's today, we paid it today. And then we'll do utilities. Those will also come out today. Category is home, and we'll say utilities are $300, and we'll pay those today. And let's just say those are all of my fixed expenses for this paycheck. So my total expenses for this paycheck is $1,300. Those are my fixed expenses. Now I know that for this paycheck, I need to deposit into my business taxes sinking fund. So I'll go down to sinking funds, I'll write business taxes, and I will put business account, and category is taxes. And then I want to put, let's say $300 from this paycheck into my business taxes sinking fund, so I'll put a plus for deposit. All right, so now we are at $1,600. So we only have $400 left of this paycheck. So I I actually would like to participate in cloth and paper happy hour today. So let's say I totally caved and we'll just put store and today's date because I got paid, I'm rich, and I made a planner related purchase for, let's say, $100. I just went in on those circle sticky notes. All right, and we made that purchase today, so it is paid. So now we only have $300 left of our paycheck. So that's enough spending for me today. Let's go ahead and save the rest. So we'll put the savings towards just a regular savings account. We'll do that today. And then category is just savings, and amount would be 300. And we deposited that, so we'll have a plus. So now when we go through and we subtract all of this, we should end up with 0. Let me go through. So we've got 1,700 or 700 left. We've got 600 left. We've got 300 left, 300 left, so we have actually zeroed out our paycheck. Every dollar has been spent. Obviously, it's going to be a bit more complicated than this when you've got change and other expenses, but this is just a general overview of how I use this paycheck budget. And then, at the end of the month, I will have a blank one where I just put totals. And this will be the totals for the month of May. So I go through all my paycheck budget inserts and I add everything up. So let's say I got paid twice in a month at $2,000. So my total income for the month was $4,000. And let's say fixed expenses. So I know I already paid for rent and utilities, but let's say we had a car payment and maybe a credit card payment. So let's say our total fixed expenses were $2,000. And then variable expenses, maybe we had to buy some things for the home. So let's just make that like 500. And then sinking funds, let's say we also contributed to our emergency fund. So we'll make that like 500 again. And then savings, we put 300 towards savings. All right, and so yeah, I mean, technically this should add up to 0, but you see what I'm doing. So then what I do is I go to my annual section and I'm going to plug in all of these numbers into my quarterly overview. So let's go to the annual section. So in my annual section, I have a couple different inserts. The first insert that I have is this freebie from Squizzleberry, and it's at the front of my planner so that I can see just kind of like a debt and savings overview. At the top, I write my Dave Ramsey steps, take it how you want it, and I write those steps here. I have my debt snowball here because I've got student loans that I'm tackling, and then I have my emergency fund balance over here. So I literally write the months down here and I separate this into 2 columns because I have my student loan and then I've taken on my parents' loan that they took out, and then I've got a running balance of my emergency fund over here. So this is really helpful. Again, I'll link this below. And then this is my yearly totals from Simple and Trendy Co. I love this, and we'll actually fill all of this out, but you can write all of your numbers in here, and at the bottom you actually total everything. So you're going to see black and white how much income you made, how much you spent on fixed expenses, variable expenses, and whatever else you would like to track. And then you can make notes if you had anything come up. You know, did you have an emergency come up? Did you inherit or, you know, receive anything that will help you with that? And then this is my quarterly section. So this is from Tess Designs. She actually has another quarterly overview too that is separate. This is actually in the yearly overview bundle, but she has another one where it's one page of just the calendar and the second page are the lines. So I use that for my joint account. But this is actually more similar to the Elmon Paper Co. one that I'm currently using at the moment. So that's why I want to show you on this one. And this one's nice because I keep a key on my quarterly overview with numbers and what the numbers mean. And I write those numbers here so that I can easily plug in all of my information over here. And I also use stickers on the days of the month to track my no spend days. So I'll put a transparent circle sticker here, and then I have these kind of gold foiled outline circles that I put on the days where bills were due or I made a payment towards something, whether it was a deposit or an extra payment. So that's how I use the calendar on these quarterly overviews. So what we'll do is we will put our information from our paycheck budget totals sheet into our quarterly overview. And so I'm actually going to turn to mine to help me. So the first one can be income. I'm just going to write these here because this will help us with our yearly totals. So income for the month we can see was $4,000. Sometimes for number 2, I'll do other income. So like we said, if you've got a side gig or if you sold a bunch of things, you can put your extra income here. Next one we can do fixed expenses. So our fixed expenses for, we'll say the month, well, I'm doing this on April, you get the idea, is $2,000. And then for 3, we can do variable expenses. So our variable expenses for the month was $500, like that. And then we can do, let's see, we could do my, business tax, since that was an example, business tax balance. So let's say my business tax balance sinking fund is now up to $1,500 or something. And then the rest we could do for kind of savings and debt. So let's say we have a credit card. We can do our credit card balance for the month. Let's say it was $500. And we have a car. So we're paying off a car balance. Let's say we have $3,000 left after our payments this month. And then if we have a retirement fund, let's say we have a 401k or an IRA, Roth IRA, we can say, you could do this a bunch of ways. You could do the running balance as a total, or you could do what you deposited into that for your 401k this month. So let's say we deposited, we'll put a plus here, we deposited, let's say $1,000 to our retirement fund. And then you can do a balance of your savings. So we'll put savings. And we'll say our balance is $5,000 for our savings for the month. All right, so then what we do is we take this information. We're not going to be able to use all of it, but you'll get the idea, is that we will plug that information into this. So again, this is from Simple and Trendy Co. This is her yearly totals. So this is for the year 2021. And you have 6 categories that you can track for the year. So my main ones are income, because mine isn't set every month. Mine changes based on how much I'm teaching. And then I like to track debt and savings. But we can do it however. So let's just track our income. We can track our fixed expenses. This is going to be a little messy, sorry guys. Variable expenses, so I definitely always want to track my excess spending or spending that wasn't planned. We can do, I want to do savings here. we can do car balance, and we can do let's do our credit card balance. And so then we can plug in the numbers that we used from our quarterly overview. So our income, well, we're in April and May. Where are we? Let's just do it in January. So $4,000 for the month. Our fixed expenses was $2,000. Variable was $500. Credit card balance is $500 this month. Our car balance is $3,000 this month, and we have a balance of $5,000 in savings. So it's just really fun to kind of have this section down here to total it all at the end of the year. So hopefully this is staying the same or getting bigger. Your fixed expenses are hopefully staying the same. Variable expenses are hopefully quite low, but obviously every situation is different. And hopefully your credit card balance and car balance is going down, and you'll see your savings going up. So it's a really great way to kind of see those trends, and also notice if there's any areas that need improvement or you're doing really great in. So that's why I love this yearly totals. But yeah, basically that is everything. And then I also want to show you just one more insert that helps me. So this is a debt repayment form from Squizzleberry, and I love this. Maybe I've watched too many episodes of The Office, but I love using this visual like graphic organizer to kind of track your progress. So you can write all the information that you need to have on hand. Like if you need phone numbers or account numbers, you can have all of that up here. You can write your deposits here, and then I always write the starting balance down here. Maybe I'm an idiot, but the first time I did it, I wrote it up here, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. I made a payment, but I need to figure out how to do this. So yeah, so write the balance down here, figure out what 10% of that is, and then just work your way up. So hopefully 100% is a $0 or a zero balance. So I really enjoy having this in my planner, and just kind of like a reward, you know, scribbling out when I've made some progress. So again, this will be linked in the details below. So yes, and then at the end of the month, I take my sticky note tracker and I place it on my quarterly overview like this. So now I've got all my numbers at the bottom, I've got where all my money went, and I just keep it like that. So at the end of the year, it's all just here. And then my yearly totals is very simple, black and white. Yes, and I think I forgot to mention, this sticky note is a freebie from Printable For Planners. I have the link to this freebie in my Instagram bio. You can find it there, okay? So I hope that was helpful. If it was a lot, I apologize. It seems a lot simpler to me this year than what I was doing last year, that's for sure. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. But yeah, happy financing. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.